Hi everyone, welcome to your Pick a Card reading. Today we're going to be doing an interesting reading, channeling a message from your future self and finding out more about what path you're on and what your future self wants you to know right now with the energy you're tapping into right now, and where you're headed and what you can look forward to in the future. So if you're new to Pick a Card readings, let me just give you a quick little rundown on how this works. What you're going to do is you're going to pick your pile. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, and this is pile number 3. And you're just going to take a moment, meditate on each of the cards, and pick which one you feel most called to, and then scroll down to the description box below, and I will have a timestamp there that you can jump ahead and listen to your reading. With all that said, I'm excited to do your readings, so go ahead and I'll give you a minute to meditate on each of the cards, and I will see you in the reading. See you there, guys. Bye. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose pile number 1, then this is your reading. We're going to be channeling messages from your future self and what your future self would like you to know about where you are right now and how things are going to change and shift in the future for you. So let's go ahead and get right into it, pile number 1. I've already shuffled the cards because I'm sure you've heard me say before, I take a very long time shuffling, so I pre-shuffled, and the cards that I got for you, pile number 1, is you have the High Priestess, you have the Three of Pentacles, you have the Moon card, you have the Four of Cups, and right over here, squeezed in the corner, you have the King of Wands. So right away, I want to say, pile number 1, what I was hearing in my mind, Spirit had kind of a message that came through right away for you once I pulled these cards out. And they said the words, and I don't know if this means something to you, but they said no longer a victim, no longer being the downtrodden one, that you are about to step into your power in a major way, number 1, pile number 1. Maybe that's Spirit just calling you number 1, that Spirit sees you as somebody who stands out from the crowd, as somebody who is meant to be recognized for their talent, for their art, for the amazing, beautiful individual spirit that you are. Now, what I'm getting, pile number 1, from your future self is that you are about to receive what Spirit is calling a spiritual glow up. Now, I'm sure most of you guys have heard of the term glow up before, which just means, I don't know, stepping into a higher stage in life, and being more recognized. But what Spirit is wanting to say here is that you are about to have a major spiritual glow up. And they're saying that the value of that is way higher than any physical material glow up that you will that you could ever imagine, because the wealth and the abundance that will come from this is infinite. They're saying it goes throughout the eternities, it goes beyond time and through many lifetimes, because you are about to become incredibly rich spiritually, which they're saying can lead to a physical abundance, but they're saying more importantly, it is a wealth of spiritual abundance, which they're saying never decays. That has no time limit on it. That is something that can never be devalued. Because what they're saying is that physical abundance and physical material goods, they always can decrease in value. They're saying according to trends or according to inflation or demand and supply, that in the earthly realm, abundance and wealth and riches always fluctuate. In the spiritual world, it is intrinsic. And that what you're about to step into is your true intrinsic spiritual power, is what I'm getting. And with the High Priestess, you have two major arcanas here. I always like to point that out if major arcanas come out, because that means these are key pivotal subjects and pivotal moments that are going to be coming through in your life. That this is a major transformation, not just a minor transformation in your life and in your being. And the fact that you got two major arcanas, and they're both the two most spiritual major arcanas in the suite of major arcanas. And that's just so amazing to me. Spirit is saying that you are about to step into your full power, and that your full power actually comes from your higher self, they're saying. It comes from your connection to the spiritual realms. And they're saying that this has always been in you, but something in you forced you to block it a little bit. They're saying you might not even see this in yourself, so you might be finding this kind of very shocking, that the amount of spiritual, they keep saying spiritual abundance over and over again. I want to say spiritual power, but they keep correcting me and saying spiritual abundance. That it's like you are going to have this abundance of spiritual gifts that are going to be coming through, and that it's always been in you, that it's always been like around you. They're pointing out like these butterflies right here in this card. And they're saying that it's like you have all these gifts that have almost been laying dormant inside of you. And that it's like now is the time for the spotlight to be on you. Now is the time for them to shine. Now is the time that they are needed in society and in the world. And now is the time for you to be seen and to be recognized for them. That you might not have even recognized it within yourself, but other people are going to start recognizing it in you, and that's even going to bring more awareness to these gifts within you that you didn't even realize you had. They're saying that you were like flourishing. It's almost like I'm getting like this very watery energy, like almost like a waterfall. How it's just this continual motion, this continual free flow of what I'm hearing is psychic intuition. And I know you're probably thinking, the psychic intuition just sounds maybe kind of like, okay, but what am I supposed to do with that? Spirit is saying everything comes through the psychic realms. That everything we have physically comes from the divine, comes from the higher realms. And if it's not coming directly from the higher realms, then you're not bringing anything new into the world. That means that you are just repeating what it is that already exists within this domain. That everything that we currently have in the world, and this is just something I'm getting, so I'm going to flow with it, that everything we currently have in the world is there because of other people who have reached up to the divine, have reached into the higher realms and brought it into this world through their mind, through their vision, through their consciousness is what I'm hearing. And that at the moment they're saying humanity has maybe been in a little bit of a state of spiritual stagnation, that nobody has been reaching up, reaching to the divine. It's almost like this portal I'm seeing. And that a lot of people have been in denial within themselves. and that this consciousness is awakening within you, which is going to bring new things into the world. It's going to bring new things into yourself and new things into your life. And I'm hearing that what's awakening for you is they're giving me this energy of such a beautiful, lustrous, luminous love. That it's interesting the way that they are describing it. They're saying it's going to be a self-love that's going to attract so much love unto you. You're going to feel the love. They're saying you're going to feel the love of your ancestors. You're going to feel the love of your spirit guides. You're going to have this, they keep using the word illustrious, which actually I'm going to look up the meaning of that afterwards. I don't use that word much, but it's a nice word. But they're saying that it's like you're going to have this balance within your soul, that you're going to be able to look into the darkness of the world, but bring the light. That you're going to even be able to look into maybe parts of yourself that you used to criticize and put down, and learn to love these parts of yourself, to heal these parts of yourself, to reform these parts of yourself, and that's going to make you incredibly powerful. That it's going to make you, they're saying it's going to make you one not to be messed with, not to be toyed with is what they're saying. That it's almost like you're going to have this taming of a wild wolf inside of you. They're giving me this image of just kind of like how animals love. If you've ever had a pet, or I just feel like even if you've just watched animals in their animal world, that just birds and just the way animals are within their pack or within their animal community, depending on what kind of animal you're thinking of, that they have this loyalty to one another and this beautiful wholehearted innocence, just the way a pet loves their owner. That there's going to be this shift in your energy that is going to like purify and cleanse all of the parts of you that were not meant to be there. That's going to awaken within your consciousness this connection to the divine. And it's going to call forth, what I'm hearing is memories from prior lifetimes, which is going to also call forth powers from other lifetimes. They're saying powers from other lifetimes are going to be coming back into you. And that they're giving me this image with the Four of Cups right here. They're giving me this image of your childhood, and you having like an open channel, an open conduit, an open connection to the divine and to this beautiful divine imagination, which was meant to call forth new and beautiful things into this world, new and beautiful energy. And they are showing me that somebody gaslit you. Somebody made you doubt this in yourself. And it caused, they're saying, a subconscious wound. And what I'm hearing is this is going to be subconscious healing, spiritual healing, actually. Spiritual healing is what they're saying. That you're going to have this spiritual healing, and it's going to like awaken like this inner child within you, that you'll almost have like this child innocence coming through again. A healing of your heart that has maybe felt broken and fractured. And it's going to allow you to have the courage to put yourself out there more, to be seen more, to, they're saying, to spread your wings and fly. I know that's a little bit of a cliche, but that's what they're saying, that you're not going to be a caged bird anymore, that you're going to have the freedom to explore your world around you. And you're not going to be timid or not wanting to be seen anymore, is what I'm hearing. You're going to want to share these gifts with others because of that return to that pure and natural love which is within you. They're saying that you are meant to have, this major connection to the divine. They're saying that you came with that within you, and that maybe the rest of the world has kind of conditioned it out of you or made you doubt yourself, but you're going to have an awakening of memories of who you really are at a core level. And you're going to begin to love and heal that person. I just keep seeing you as a child, actually, and seeing you in that childlike innocence. And that it's almost like the world came along and gave you too much harshness, too much bitterness, too much, the Spirit is saying, too much conformity to a system and to an order that did not fit your order. You fit with a higher order. And Spirit is saying that you are now, with your future, in the future, the near future, they're saying, you are going to step into your higher calling. You're going to step into a return. This is funny, actually. I'm just realizing your future self is saying you're going to return to your childhood self, which is your past self. That your future self remembers all that was lost. I'm hearing remembers all that was lost before you became wounded in adulthood. Remembers what it felt like to be whole before hardships came upon you, before maybe you allowed those hardships to come into your heart and to break it. So, not that it was your fault at all. Spirit is saying it wasn't, but sometimes we're born even into bad situations, and we still have that childlike wonder, and then it kind of creeps its way into our hearts and begins to maybe break us a little bit, or taint us, or taint our light, or maybe dim it a little bit. And Spirit is saying your future self remembers. Your future self remembers who it is that you were born to be. That even if you at this moment are like, no, I don't know, like, why I'm here, what my destiny is, it's in you. You might have a lot of 12th house energy, they're saying. You might have, I'm getting a lot of water house energy, 4th house energy, maybe some 8th house energy. I'm getting a lot of Scorpio and Cancer as well. And maybe Pisces, but I'm feeling like a very prominently placed Neptune type of energy here. But anyway, I just feel like even if you don't have that energy, Spirit is saying that we all have water within our chart, and that maybe you have denied that water part of you, that intuitive part of you, that purifying part of you that is a pure channel. They're saying that's what water energy is a pure channel to the other realms. It connects us into other states of awareness and other states of existence, because, all the other elements, fire, earth, air, are all in the same plane. Water is a whole other state. It's a whole other transference of state. When we are underwater, there's, it's like we're in another realm. If you've ever swam, just swam anywhere, but I'm just imagining swimming in the ocean, and how small fish can look big and big fish can look small, and how everything becomes distorted. It's because it's almost like another perception of reality. It's almost like another dimension in and of itself. And that's what water energy represents in this world. It is like this portal, this connection, this pure channel to the divine. Because how we purify ourselves is through water. It's how we clean ourselves. And that's how we clean ourselves spiritually. And Spirit is saying you are about to come into your power in a very strong way. That your future self is, I'll just say it, is a king or queen. But the fact we have the King of Wands, it really makes me think more of a masculine energy, regardless of whether you are masculine or feminine. They're not putting it that way. They're putting it in the sense of how energy, like astrologically, how energy functions. And masculine energy is very forthright, and Leo is a masculine sign in general. And they're giving me this energy of that you are no longer going to have what they're saying is your paws stepped on anymore, your tail stepped on, being dragged around, being told you are this or that, or you are not to be this or that, that you are going to have power that comes into you from the divine. And that power actually is the connection to the psychic realms, which is going to build you in the physical realm. And what's standing out to me, I've pulled this card many times before with my own readings, but he has this little crystal ball right here in between his paws, if you can see that. And I really feel like this power is really coming from your psychic awareness, and that it's actually going to be giving you the answers that you need in this life and within whatever struggles you're going through, that it's like you're going to be able to use that gut instinct, that psychic intuition to overcome anything, and you're going to be helping a lot of people. That's what your future self is saying. You're going to be powerful. You're going to have a raise in confidence, a raise in self-love, a raise... They're saying just give yourself a raise. They're saying that's what you get. It's just almost like the universe looks at this life and is looking at you like you have a job to do. And they're saying, you've worked hard, you have suffered plenty, and it's time to give yourself a raise. And, you know, spirit and your future self is saying, just ask the universe for a raise, because you are worth that value. So give yourself a raise. And by giving yourself a raise, then you'll be able to give more energy unto others. And that's actually what you're meant to do with this talent of yours, with this spiritual abundance that's about to come through. You're going to be seen, you're going to be needed, and your talents, your gifts, especially the psychic ones, are going to be a bigger asset to you than they're saying than anything you could ever fathom, especially on the material realm. So let's look at the other cards I pulled, pile number 1. We have Impossible Things. I really like this card. It really does go with reading. It says, working through disbelief, imaginative leaps, fresh perspective. And I love how the cards always go together. It's just always so interesting to me. We have messages for a white... I always thought it was from, but I guess it says for a white rabbit. Service to the animal world. Interesting. I wonder if your future self has, because we were talking about that, about animal connection and animal love. And I'm wondering if in the future you will, they're saying you might own a new pet in the future. That you might be getting a new pet, or you might be helping animals in some sort of way. You might actually look into work that involves helping animals. That you, because of your connection back to the psychic intuition, that animals, this is just what they're giving me, that animals have a very close connection, just like children, to the other side, to the other realms. And it actually comes from the beliefs that children haven't been kind of coerced into or taught completely yet into thinking that the way we all do as adults, that the world must function in a certain way. Children haven't had the programming that we all have. And even if they have been programmed, it's less. They have more of an open and imaginative and free mind. That's what I'm hearing, free mind. And that's what is going to be happening for you. And Spirit is saying at this moment, you might not even see that or believe that, but that this is what's going to be opening for you in the future. Things that you thought were impossible are going to be made possible. Both are going to be made possible. Sorry if I stumbled on that. So things that you thought were impossible, that all these things that used to be shrouded with disbelief is going to melt away. It's like a dissolving. This is a lot of water energy in this chart. I'm also getting a little bit of earth energy too. Possibly some 6th house or Virgo energy, just because of the connection with the animal world. But I really feel like in the future, you are about to step into, it's like you're just going to dissolve these disbeliefs, this programming that was put upon you as a child, whether that programming came from family, whether that programming came from school, from society, from work. They're saying from religion, from even lack of religion, they're saying even from science. They're saying from all these different places where we've been told what to think and not taught how to think. That we were always told the what and what it is we should and we shouldn't think, rather than allowing our minds the freedom which connects with imagination and that connects us to the divine. Which is why Neptune rules that connection to the divine and the divine consciousness within us all, is because it is the last water sign. It is the deepest of the water signs, because it is like transmutation of energy. And I feel like that's what's coming through with this reading, pile number 1. I also really feel like it's going to be a return to a healing of your heart. That's going to be coming for you in the near future, as well as Spirit is saying that all obstacles that you might face with your future self, your future self is saying whatever obstacles you feel you might face in the future, that it's actually going to, rather than damage you like maybe it did in the past or have reason for fear, it's going to like free you. It's going to enlighten you. It's actually going to return you to this person that you were meant to be. And it's actually going to be working for your benefit. So it's like you don't have anything to fear. And your future self does not have any fear, is what I'm hearing. That your future self sees things from a higher state of mind. And it's like every shocking or new thing that has come along. It's like every shocking and new thing that has come along in the future for you, pile number 1, that might have like tore you down in the past or given you a hard time in the past, is actually doing the opposite for you. It's returning you to a lighter side. It's returning you to your higher self. It's returning you to this beautiful spirit that you are meant to be. It is a dissolution of all the illusions that were placed on your mind, is what I'm hearing. All the programming that was placed on your mind, whether you see it right now or not, is about to dissolve. It's about to fade away, and that's going to free you. You might have new belief systems. You might have new people in your life. You might have new pets or more pets if you already have a pet. You might have new friendships that you never imagined you'd be friends with, because it's just like you're going to be returning to your pure and open and beautiful heart. And this is going to open up your connection, that channel to the divine and to the psychic realms, which is going to heal your heart and is going to make for anything that you want to manifest in this life, whether it is material abundance, whether it is a project, whether it's even somebody to love and to be a partner with you in this lifetime. You'll see that none of these things were ever forsaken of you. People just programmed you to believe in a structure that kept you down and kept you from manifesting. As those systems of belief dissolve away, which is going to be happening in the near future for you, it might already be happening, you're going to return back to the manifester that you were born to be, and you're going to be, they're saying, greatly divinely protected and greatly divinely guided towards your highest purpose and your highest good. So the final card I have for you, pile number 1, is this well card, and, well, I think it's a well, this card. And, oh, yes, it is well. It says well on the back. And let's read the message. So it says, in a deep lane next to a moss-covered church, you find a well in a wall. You listen to the sound of the spring that emanates from it. Meaning, water has long been revered as a life source element. This card signifies the need for healing and rest, a time to draw upon the waters of life and receive healing. If you can, seek out a water source near you and sit by it for a while. Well, that's super interesting because that is kind of the overall message of what I was getting with all of this, is that you're going to be going inward, you're going to be healing childhood wounds, you're going to be healing belief systems, and you're going to be purifying, washing away all that which does not serve you. And I'm hearing that that's gonna, and you might also have a little bit of a isolation period as well while you go through this in the future. Even though I am really seeing new people and new situations, and I'm also seeing a major, I think I forgot to say this, a major connection to nature coming through, that you might even be channeling things psychically in the animal realm. I know maybe, well, I won't qualify because I don't think it's good to qualify on spiritual things, because what Spirit knows is correct. So Spirit is saying you might be able to psychically channel messages from animals, and you might even be getting messages spiritually from the animal realm, from birds, from, they're saying from squirrels, from, depending on where you live, from even your pets and other people's pets, that you are going to be finding a deep connection within the animal realm, because it's pure, just like water. It's childlike, it's innocent, and it is, all of these things have a deep connection to the divine. Just kind of like a well. A well is kind of like a channel of water that is flowing through, and that's what's going to be flowing through you in the future. So that is your message to you, pile number 1, from your higher, not your higher self, from your future self, but I do feel like your future self is more connected to your higher self. So it's funny, I kept accidentally saying that. But if you enjoyed this reading, pile number 1, I would love to hear what you thought, and if it connected with you, please do comment down below, because I really do love connecting with you guys and talking to you guys. And sorry if it takes me a minute to get back to you. I just have a very busy work schedule, but I absolutely love talking to you guys and hearing your thoughts, your feelings, if it connected. As well as if it did connect, please give me a thumbs up. That just helps my channel to grow and just helps me out in general. And if you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing if you liked this reading and you want to see more readings like this in the future. But with all that said, pile number 1, I hope you have a beautiful, amazing, and blessed day in life, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye! Hi, pile number 2. If you chose pile number 2, then this is your reading. We're going to be channeling messages from your future self and finding out what your future self wants you to know about yourself and where you're headed right now. Let's take a look at each one of the cards. I've already pre-shuffled. You'll hear me say this a lot. Because I take a long time shuffling, I like to pre-shuffle but I don't look at the cards until I'm actually doing the reading, which is amazing to me how, even with the pre-shuffle, how the cards always coincide. But anyway, we are going to begin with looking at each one of the cards you got. You have Wheel of Fortune, you have the Page of Wands, you have the Queen of Swords, you have the Knight of Wands, and you have the Three of Swords. So, pile number 2, Um, wow, I really feel like you have a lot of very strong fiery energy is what I'm getting coming through right away. I feel like you have some very, very strongly placed, I'm hearing a very strongly placed sun. Probably means that you have like a 5th house sun, 9th house sun is coming through really strong. Sagittarius energy is coming through really, really strong. As well as possibly fire sign rising, or also like sun in the 1st house. It's just the energy I'm getting. There's a lot of heat coming from you, is what I'm hearing. But anyway, your future self, the messages that your future self has for you is, it's interesting here. I'm hearing a total turnover is what I'm hearing. You are about to have a total, well, I'll just tell you what your future self is saying. The word they're using is total revolution. Total and absolute revolution of the mind, of your life, of your everything. They're saying possibly even your environment. That doesn't necessarily mean it has to be your physical environment, but it could be for some of you, because this is a collective reading, so take it as it resonates. But they're saying that you have, the message I'm getting is that you have been kind of too kind, too reserved, too held back in your energy. And they're saying that you are about to have a total turnover, total metamorphosis, total revolution of the mind. And that revolution is destined to come. They're saying that you signed up for this total transmutation of your perception on life, and you signed up for this, and you lined up the life that you chose, with that certain transits would unlock this in your consciousness and in your awareness, that this would come through. And what I'm hearing is that this is nothing to be feared, but I feel like you have deep wells of courage within you, that it's like, that's really what I'm getting. Even if you are feeling kind of like you're not that courageous when I say that, I feel like you have a very strong kind of boss energy within you. And this is how your future self sees you. And they're saying that you've just been like holding back too much, is what I'm hearing. And that something is going to shift in your life. It's going to shift in your perception. It's going to shift in the world around you. There's going to be some just like a total transformation of your life and yourself. And it's going to be a fixed transformation, but it's actually going to be for the better, is what I'm hearing. Which I feel like you guys maybe have a tendency, this pile number 2, may have a tendency to look at things from maybe a more dismal perspective, is what I'm getting. That this is part of the transformation of the mind, the total revolution, the total flip of the mind. They're saying it's like a revolution of the mind, and then it's going to be a revolution of the heart for you. And you just like do not see it coming, is what they're saying. And they're saying you're probably like a little bit nervous about this with what I'm channeling right now. And they're kind of, your future self is kind of like laughing at you, because they're like, you don't know how strong you are, how brave you are, and how much you're going to look back on the things, they're saying on the petty things and the small formal things that used to freak you out. And you're just going to you're going to completely laugh at it. You're going to laugh at the people that held you down in the past. You're going to laugh at the fact that other people's opinions ever bothered you. And that's a big thing that's coming through. That it's like you have cared too much about other people and what other people think, and that it has not come from a place of like selfishness or from a place of vanity of like, oh, I care what people think. It's like it's come from a place of legitimately having a big heart and caring about people. And you might be a Leo, but Leo rules the heart, but most people don't realize all fire signs are are very heart oriented. They are very heart chakra people. So if you have fire houses, which is first, ninth, or fifth, or any Aries, Sagittarius, and especially Leo, you are very, very heart chakra based. And the reason for that is, where do we get the heat in the body? It comes from the heart. It comes from the heart pumping all the time. It's what creates the circulatory system. That's what keeps us warm. And that is what fire rules. And that is what fire represents. Represents warmth, and all warmth resonates from the heart. And so they're saying that that other people have put something on you. They have like caused a blockage within your mind, which has then caused this blockage within your heart. And they're saying you're not even aware of the blockage in your heart, because you are a very loving, very caring, very sweet, and very, I'm hearing a very protective person. Like, you look out for others, you help others, and you like go way out of your way, is what I'm hearing. So nobody would guess that there's a block in your heart chakra, not even you. They're saying the block is not in giving, it's in receiving, actually. Yeah, that you have this block in receiving from your heart chakra. And Spirit is actually, that's funny, I was talking about the heart and I did not even think, I wasn't even looking at the Three of Swords. Spirit just drew my attention to the Three of Swords. And that it's like these swords, if you can see, are like actually creating like this little blockage, rather than thinking about it actually like wounding her heart or the pain in her heart. It's the blockage within the heart. It is the block in the channel of the energy of the heart being expressed to its fullest. And Spirit is saying that you manifest from your heart, and you've been trying to manifest from your mind, and that you have an incredibly powerful mind. You might also have a lot of air energy, or at least some air energy. You might have like something that like dictates who you are in your chart, has like a lot of air energy. So like I'm hearing like a Mercury air energy, which would make your Mercury exalted or in rulership, because Mercury is naturally ruled by an air sign. So it makes you highly intellectual. But even if you don't have that, like a predominant air energy, that like either like a Mars that's like, or a Venus in an air sign, that really colors the energy of your fire to make you very fast and very intellectual and very keen and very quick on what it is that, whatever it is that you perceive in the world. Now, here's what Spirit is telling me. Spirit is telling me that you have allowed others to creep into your mind. And that it's like you've done so much for them. You've helped them. You've bent over backwards. I keep hearing you've been like a protector of them, a provider for them. That like, and this doesn't mean that you might have had to have been providing financially. Maybe you did, but they're saying like providing spiritually as well, that you've been like a rock for people, providing in the sense of helping to figure out their problems, helping to comfort them when you've been kind of like, I'm hearing kind of like you've been like these people in your life, whether they're family or friends or work. It's like, I'll just tell you what I'm hearing. It's like you have been their legs when their legs are weak. You've been their arms and their hands when they felt like they couldn't bear the burdens. You have been their back. You have carried them on your own back. You have shouldered their own burdens. You have helped them and worked with them. And you have also been their mind, figuring out solutions to things. You have been the one propelling them forward. And it's been in a very loving and nurturing way. And Spirit is saying that you have really good karma for this, and that it's supposed to come back to you. And that's actually where this total turnover is coming from, is that you've kind of blocked you've blocked your capacity to receive. You've blocked you've been too busy being the arms and the legs and the hands and the brain and the mind and even the mouth, they're saying, of others, speaking for others, standing up for others, helping people to, helping those who couldn't help themselves. That you have been this person for these people in your life. And they're saying that you're going to be returning your voice back unto yourself. You're still going to be helping others, but people have kind of put you in a position where you've been taken advantage of, is what I'm hearing. And it's really good that you have helped people like this, and Spirit really wants to commend you for that. But they're saying that there is a point that is not healthy for you and not healthy for your life purpose, because you're meant to see that this life is your life. It is meant for you to live. It is not meant to be lived for another. It is meant for you to live and experience and grow. Because you can't, even though you're like a natural leader. That's why I keep getting like first house sun. But anyway, you're like this natural leader that means you naturally want to take care of and help others. But the problem is you can't live their life for them. And you are kind of robbing yourself of the experiences you're meant to have. And you're also kind of robbing yourself of your strength, because these people are draining your strength. You are spending it in areas that it's not meant to be spent. You're spending your mind, like we were talking about, that you're like the legs and the arms and all this stuff for other people. Well, who's carrying you? Well, I'm sure you probably have felt like, well, nobody, but I can do both, is kind of the energy I'm getting. But Spirit is saying, well, it's weakened you. It's making it so that you have a block in your heart chakra because you are not allowing yourself to receive, and it's slowing you down with what it is it's slowing you down with your progress in this life, and slowing you down with what you are supposed to be receiving in this life. With the good experiences that you're meant to receive in this life. That's what I'm hearing, is that this total turnover is going to be like a metamorphosis, a total shift in your perception, where you're going to create the right boundaries, is what your future self is saying. You're going to create the right barriers and realize when people are being like an energy vampire, when they're being toxic. Spirit is saying they have a message for you, or your higher self, your future self, is saying they have a message for you that is, they want to commend you for all the ways you've helped others, but a big thing you are here to learn in this life is to allow others to help themselves. That it's kind of just like a mother, like a bird with a nest of the baby birds, and how the mother bird has to like kick the birds out of the nest. It forces them to fly. Because if they don't help themselves, they won't be able, they're not developing in this world the strengths that they are, and the assets that they are meant to have, that they will carry through with them throughout their other existences when they leave this domain. And that it's robbing you of your strength trying to carry all of these others, and making it so that you are not receiving, they're saying, like the abundance of the life experiences that you are meant to have, because you're too busy carrying everybody else. Not that you won't still help people, but the point is you're going to start to create healthy boundaries. And I'm hearing that your future self says that you don't realize that you've had a really hard time even understanding the concept of what a boundary is, and that you were just now awakening to that, and you're just now awakening to that, and you're going to create, it's kind of like this person with a sword, that she's just kind of like, she's like still nurturing and loving the ones, like with the butterflies. I'm just kind of seeing like an analogy of like the butterflies being like people in your life, and that you're still supposed to have these beautiful relationships with people, and you're still supposed to help people, but you still are going to know and you're meant to know how to establish boundaries. And your future self is saying you just are not going to give your future self is well, they have a little bit more of a more foul language than I use on my channel. So they're just saying essentially you're not going to give a damn about what anybody thinks about you anymore. You're just not going to give two hoops about what they think or what they try to put on you or what they place on you. And then this is going to free you. It's going to liberate you because, you know, you're meant to be a conqueror. And this came through with one of the other readings I did. I don't remember when, but I feel like it's probably some of the same people maybe watching, that you are meant to be a conqueror in this life. You have such strong capacity, and other people have like leached off of that, and your future self is going to be calling your own voice, your own capacity back to yourself to be used for your good, which will actually help to help others even more, because you're going to be stronger and they're going to be stronger on their own 2 feet. And two people, just think of it this way, like two people at full capacity makes for two strong people versus one person and a half a person, and a person who's only functioning at half capacity. Well, doesn't make for that much progress because you got to carry and it slows everything down. So you're going to be leading by example, and rather than leading by shouldering the burden for everybody, is what I'm hearing. And that's going to heal your heart. And I'm hearing even usher in correct relationships, possibly I'm hearing a correct love relationship, because you're not going to be blocking your voice anymore. You're not going to, and they're saying that's how you have blocked your boundaries, that you've maybe set boundaries to a degree in your life by, kind of in the way you've dealt with people, not allowing people all the way in, but still trying to help them a lot. But they're saying that you've blocked it with your voice by not expressing your true needs, by not expressing your true wants, by not expressing your true pains or your true desires or your true self. And your future self is saying you're going to actually start to hear that inner voice again. And by going inwards and hearing that inner voice, you're going to free that inner voice, and then you're going to know how to they're saying how to use your tongue as a weapon, and how to use the sword of your tongue to keep those at bay, and to not feel shame anymore for your strength, to not feel shame anymore for they're saying like for your brilliance and for your capacity, that you are going to stand wholeheartedly in who it is you are, and you're going to be the one breaking hearts. It's not your heart that's going to be broken anymore, and you're not going to have fears anymore, that you are going to step into that conqueror energy that you are born with, and that the revolution of the mind that's coming is your mind's going to change. You're going to see things from a brand new perspective, and it's going to revolve you into your true power. And it's going to be a good thing. It's going to be good transformation. I just feel like your future self is like so like it's like an excited, almost kind of boisterous I know this sounds kind of funny, but like a bombacious kind of energy that, and I know you probably don't see this in yourself right now, but this is the energy that's just like, it's just kind of laughing at anything that thought that it could take you down, and is just kind of like really, really strong and really, really capable and really, really just kind of laughs at the challenges in life, and is full of joy and like this deep, almost like a lust of passionate love for life, and just does not hold back on that, not even a fraction of a percentage. So let's look at the other cards you got, pile number 2. We have Wake Up. It says, it's your moment. And we have, we're all mad here. Everyone is a little different. This is what I was saying at the beginning of the reading. It always astounds me, even though I know it shouldn't because I've been reading tarot a while now, but like how the cards always have the same message. Even when I, pre-shuffle, like it makes sense to me when I'm shuffling live and stuff and then cards fall out. But, and then it coincides that it's like, okay, the energy is really strong, but it's just so interesting how spirit works that I can pre-shuffle and have that come through. Anyway, so the wake up, it's your moment, and I absolutely love this card. It's one of my favorite cards in this deck, is we're all mad here. Everyone's a little different. I love that expression, we're all mad here, because, and I really feel like this is the energy that's coming through for you, is just that, that maybe you were made to feel ashamed that you were different. Maybe you were made to feel ashamed of your power. And I see you like embracing all the challenges in life all of a sudden. That's what your future self is saying. And realizing that, we're all kind of crazy. Like, it's funny, like we put ourselves in these boxes and we try to make it seem like, oh, I'm normal. I'm just like everybody else. But normal is completely just a constructed perception that could have been constructed by a mad person, by a crazy person. So it's just what I feel like you'll be realizing is that we are all incredibly different. We are all weird in our own ways. We are all unique, and that you don't need to feel ashamed of one part of you, not even 1/10 of a percentage of a part of you. That even if you do something that you're like, oh, that was stupid. Oh, I made a mistake here. You're no longer going to be beating yourself up. You're no longer going to be feeling bad about yourself. You're going to be kind of laughing and realizing this is a mad world. Everybody's kind of insane. It always has been kind of insane. Everybody. I mean, you read a history book and it's like, yeah, everybody is kind of nuts. It's filled with crazy things happening. It's a mad world we all live in. And why, rather than feeling sad about it or disheartened or disillusioned by the world, why seep into that and not seep into the laughter and the joy of the experience of life, of the madness, and almost like the love of the madness. Anyway, the wake up card, I feel like with It's Your Moment, is probably how you're feeling right now. And you're kind of in this transition because the energy is changing for you. And I feel like maybe you're feeling kind of disheartened by what you see in the world. And Spirit is saying that your future self will have woken up. Your future self has, the message that your future self has for you is that you're just supposed to wake up to the power that's in you. Wake up to the mission you are called to do in this life. Wake up to the fortitude that is within you. And don't ever let anybody else make you feel ashamed of you or make you feel ashamed of your power. Wake up to the strength that is in you and wake up to the journey you are meant to take, because it's fun. This whole energy is fun. It's like you are going to be having fun in the future. You are going to be like, it's almost like, I don't really play, actually I've never really played a video game, but it reminds me of a video game. It's like all these challenges popping up and you are just like conquering all of them. You are just like knocking them all out of the park. And you are like not only like conquering the challenges and obstacles and things that are put in your way, but you're also like gaining all these rewards along the way and you're having a great time. And so Spirit is saying, wake up. You were meant for higher things. You're not meant for this low energy. Be proud of yourself and be excited because your life is about to get exciting. It's about to get fun. And I just feel like a rebirth, like a reblooming. Like you've been in the winter and it's almost like it's spring now and things are about to bud and you're about to bloom and you're about to bloom into joy is what I'm hearing and feeling. So the card that I have for you is this pretty little card, and it says on the back, it's the hollow way. You find yourself on a sunken ancient track. A a sudden sunken ancient trackway, also called a hollow way. As you attune to the atmosphere of the path, you look up to the end of the path where light can be seen through the branches. The meaning, it's time to mourn the loss of a person or a way of life that has passed away. This may seem painful or daunting. Follow the path and the branches will protect and heal you. The path may be uphill, but there will be solace to be found. So, with this card, what really stood out to me was the pathway and the light that you can see through the branches. I see it more as you are maybe in the forest right now and navigating through the forest, but you are about to step out into the light and into that fire energy, and it's like you're going to re-embark on a new adventure, and it's going to reignite the sense of adventure for life within you. And I really feel like whatever hardships or gloomy or dark times you've been going through, it's just been kind of like this cocoon while you've been waiting to bloom. And now you are about to bloom into the person you were born to be. So my pile number 2, I really enjoyed reading for you today. If you enjoyed this reading, please comment below, because I really like to hear from you guys, and I really like to hear your thoughts. Even if it didn't connect, I like to hear from you guys. And if it takes me a minute to get back to you, I will get back to you. I just have a very busy schedule, but I love hearing from you guys, and I love connecting to you guys and talking to you guys. With all that said, if you're new to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading and you would like to see more readings like this, and tell me what kind of readings you would like to see from me in the future. I also do astrological readings as well. And if you enjoyed this reading, please don't forget to give it a like, because that really does help my channel to grow, and that helps me out. But with all that said, I really loved reading for you, pile number 2, and I hope you have an amazing, beautiful, and blessed day and life, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3, then this is your reading. I've already pre-shuffled, just because I take forever to shuffle, and I've pulled some cards for you, and I feel like pile 3s always get an extra card. There was an extra card snuck in here, so we're gonna use it. Let's take a look at your cards, messages from your future self, and what your future self wants you to know right now about where you're headed and what energy you're currently connecting with, and what to expect in the future. So we have 10 of Swords, we have 9 of Wands, we have the Lovers right in the middle, we have the 8 of Swords, we have the Fool, and we have the Ace of Wands. So pile number 3, I just want to say, like, wow, that's quite a spread right there. But let's discuss this. I feel like your future self is telling you that you are about to come to a conclusion, a ending, they're saying almost like an abrupt ending in your life, and that they're saying it's been long overdue. And I'm kind of getting it might have to do with a relationship here. But it can be any kind of relationship. It could be a lover type of relationship. It could be a relationship with, it could be a work relationship, but I feel like it's a more intimate relationship, honestly, pile number 3. And intimate does not have to mean that it's a lover of yours. It could definitely mean like family member. It could be somebody that is a close friend of yours. I'm hearing childhood friend, possibly even like a cousin. I don't know why, that's coming through, but somebody that you're really close with, that you possibly grew up with. And that it's kind of almost like it has reached a pinnacle of toxicity, is what I'm hearing. That you have kind of gone through a lot and recently, and that you've kind of been blinded to the fact that this person, I'm really getting it's a person, not persons, but it might also translate over to more than one person. Could even be, could be like parent relationship, or even like a child relationship too, depending on your age. People don't tend to talk about that much, but children can be toxic to their parents as well, especially in adulthood. And that doesn't make it any less wrong than a parent being toxic to a child when a child is toxic to a parent. I just want to throw that out there. But so, because toxicity is toxicity, and we should always treat one another as like human beings. And I'm hearing somebody has been possibly not treating you so well. And I really feel like it has been an intimate relationship, somebody that you've been very closely bonded to, closely tight with. And I'm getting this feeling that you felt really trapped, that you have felt like you're in a situation you cannot get out of, you can't leave, you don't know how to go forwards, you don't know how to go backwards. I feel like this person is, I'll just say it, they're hurting you. They are hurting your heart. They are hurting you spiritually. They're hurting you emotionally. They are making you feel low on yourself, and they're making you put up barricades to the outside world. That it's making you go internal and not even like want to experience. Like, they're making you scared of the world around you. And maybe you grew up this way if it is a parent. Maybe you are in a bad relationship with somebody. I feel like whoever this person is, you might be living with them. And if you feel like this doesn't connect at all, check out one of the other piles. You might have just possibly picked a wrong pile, which when I do pick a cards or watch other people's pick a cards, like that happens to me often, and I'll be like, this is not connecting. But I really liked the topic, so I'll pick another pile and realize, oh, my intuition was off. I just needed to pick another pile. So if you're feeling like, no, I have good relationships, I'm not feeling this, check out one of the other piles. But anyway, with all that said, I'm really feeling like you've been in a toxic relationship for a while, and that they have made you feel so low. They have made you feel so low on yourself. It's almost like they've been, I'm just hearing that it has felt like a blow to you. You have been stabbed in the back by this person. You have believed in this person. You have trusted in this person. Maybe they came into your life or were supposed to play a role in your life of being somebody that's like a saving grace, a provider for you, somebody that helps you, somebody that said they would nurture you, somebody that said they would be there for you, somebody that is supposed to love you intrinsically. And this person has been, it's like they put you in a cage, is what it feels like. It's just like they've tried to control you, and to a degree they have been successful. They have controlled you emotionally, is what I'm hearing. And they have put all these like, it's almost just like bars. I feel like I see like this cage like coming down like that over the top of you. And it's made you feel completely desolate, is the word I'm getting. Like, just devastated inside. And it's almost like they've been killing your energy, is what I'm hearing. They've been hurting your energy to the point that it's almost like it's killing off some part of your heart, some part of who you're meant to be. And this is not supposed to happen. And I'm hearing that maybe to deal with it, or more than to deal with it, actually, this person has maybe perpetuated, like, I don't know, perpetuated some sort of substance like they've kind of used you and tried to keep you trapped, and possibly even like provided you with, like, made you get like an addiction, or tried to control you through like an addiction, like a substance or something, even if it's just alcohol. Like they've gotten you maybe to drink more, or to maybe you weren't on any kind of like medication for depression or anxiety, but all of a sudden you're with this person, and all of a sudden you are like, whoa, I feel I'm having all these problems, and I feel like I need to be on some sort of medication to help me. So it's like they have created an addiction within you. And Spirit is saying like that is just a reflection of the codependency that they wanted you to have on them. So it's like and that's just like a other representation, another physical representation of that they have like shattered, like fractured, like taken, like almost like cut out a part of your energy to hold for themselves. And they did this in the beginning, Spirit is saying, but you did not see this at first, because they were in their loving state of mind. You thought that they were loving you. You thought that, that at the time it was all good. And so it was like this transference of energy together, this being together, this bonding together. You didn't see that the bonding was bondage, is what I'm hearing. That you didn't see that their way of bonding was actually to trap you, to hold you not in a good way, to hold you captive. And that it has changed the way you perceive love. If this was a childhood relationship, or like if this happened to you in your youth, I feel like it made it so that you never really fully believed in love. And I feel like if this happened in adulthood, maybe it was something that happened in childhood and it's being perpetuated in adulthood. But if this happened in adulthood and you had a good childhood, then I feel like it has caused like this same kind of wound, that it has made you completely put up a guard and not believe that love exists, and not believe that love is possible. And it's like I'm seeing that love and interdependency, that they have made it so that love and interdependency and bondage, like I'm using that as a like analogy, like that it's almost like one and the same. That like they think that like bonding means bondage, in the sense of they want to control you. They don't want you to go out on your own. They don't want you to stand on your own 2 feet. They don't want you to think your own thoughts, speak your own mind, go after what you want in this life. They want to keep you controlled. And I see you as kind of like a caged lion right now. That you are a beautiful, fiery spirit, and they have kept you down, and they have kept you controlled, is what I'm hearing. And what your future self wants you to see is you're actually about to break free, because they have kept you blinded. The way they kept you in this cage, in this bondage, is because they made it with all of their mental manipulations. I feel like this person that has this power over you has like really strong like manipulative abilities. So I feel like whoever this person is has like strong water. That's the low side of water. That's the bad side of water, or the low road, rather than just, saying good or bad. It's the low road, which, water has an intense capacity for persuasion, which, if it's used in its dark side, can be used as control and manipulation. And I feel like this person is maybe very good with their words, and they've tied you up mentally, that it's like, well, this person isn't that bad. This person just is doing these things because they love me. This person, it makes perfectly logical sense, like why they would want me to stay inside all the time, or why they would want me to, be controlled like this, because, they're just trying to protect me from the world. They're just trying to protect me from this person. It's because they really need me. And they've kind of tied you up where you are naturally a free person, but they have tied you up and made it so that it's like you can't move because you can't see that you are bound. And that's why you can't get out of this, or haven't been able to get out of this, is because it's like you have not recognized that you were bound until now. Now you're starting to see, and the blindfold, once that blindfold's coming off, the barriers are coming off, because there's nothing physically really holding her. I mean, if you look at this, it's just her own mind that is holding her captive. That's what the swords represent. It's her own blindness to the situation that is causing this person not to free themselves. And that blindness comes from the mind, from an unwillingness to look at things as they are, and a willingness to reason their way into a bad situation. Rather than break free, sometimes we reason ourselves into a bad situation, meaning like, well, for this reason, I'll put up with it. For this reason, I guess I should see from this person's point of view, and I guess they have a point, and all of this has been keeping you down. It has been keeping you locked in and has been betraying your heart. And Spirit is saying you're about to have a harsh ending of this situation. That it's meant to be like cut off, that it's like this is probably a karmic relationship I'm hearing. And that it's about to be cut off, and that you're going to break free. And the harsh ending does not mean like, anything to be scared of. Sometimes I have Mercury in Leo. I use very colorful words. And so I don't mean it in the sense of like, oh, it's going to be awful and something bad's going to happen to this person. I'm not getting that at all, actually. I'm just getting that it's like you're going to like all of a sudden see who this person really is, and you're going to be like, how did I not see this before? And you're just going to kind of like rip off these ribbons of barricades, which were all put there by this person who is emotionally manipulating you. And you're going to be like, I'm done. And that's the harsh aspect of it, is because to this person you're with, they're going to feel like it came out of nowhere. They're going to feel like they're going to feel like it was abrupt and harsh, and they're even going to say like, oh, you're just being so mean and you're being selfish and all this stuff. And Spirit is saying that's okay, for that it's like it's okay for you to, even though they're saying you're not mean and you're not selfish, but Spirit is saying even if you were, it's okay, because this person has been by far worse to you. And that it's just only right that you stand up for yourself now, that it's, it's self-defense. It's is what I'm hearing, is that you literally defend yourself is what's important. And so this relationship's going to come to an end. The toxic relationship is going to come to an end, and you're going to go through what I'm hearing your future self say, is you're going to be very guarded with your heart, and that's important. You're going to go through a period of time of healing your heart, of healing your suffering, and healing your perception of the truth, and kind of de-rationalizing all this toxicity, all of this incorrect ways of thinking about relationships, about love, about yourself, about what you're worthy of receiving. You're going to be kind of like untangling all those webs that were put in your mind by this person. And that's actually going to usher in a fresh start. And what I'm hearing the fresh start is for you is it's going to be a fresh, it's going to be a reignition of power within yourself. And I feel like you are about to take a leap of a new journey, and you just do not see that yet. Spirit is saying this was a karmic soulmate, and you had to clear this energy from yourself, and that's what you're going to do in the future, because you're actually meant to have a real soulmate. And that can be soulmates. I'm hearing soulmates of friendships too. But because we have the Lovers here and we have the Fool card, I really feel like it's actually a real love relationship, like a real romantic relationship, and that you are going to take the leap to end this situation that's been so toxic for you. And it's going to feel like almost to you, because you've been so tied down and in bondage to this person, it's going to feel like almost like jumping off the edge of a cliff. It's going to feel scary. It's going to feel like Spirit is giving me the image of skydiving, that it's going to feel like that. Like Spirit has a parachute attached to you. It's going to be okay, and you're going to actually enjoy the ride on the way down, but it's going to be like Spirit is on your back, that like they got you, and they're going to be taking you all the way down, keeping you safe. But it's going to feel kind of like leaving this person is going to feel like jumping out of a plane, and hoping that parachute opens. Even though Spirit is saying, you're not all alone. We got your back. We are right here. We're going to be the ones opening that parachute. But it's going to feel scary. And but Spirit is saying it's going to reignite your passion for life, your passion for love, and your passion for yourself, and your passion for the things that you love in this life, which was taken from you, is what I'm hearing. It wasn't really taken from you. I'm hearing it was taken, like this person made you depressed. They made you codependent, and they might have even caused addiction issues within you that you might not have even realized came from them. Spirit is saying that they might have not have even willingly put this upon you, but it might have been more like their energy was feeding off of yours so much that you had to have some sort of substance or something to help fill the void, because they were just emptying you out so much. And that this person didn't even intend to do that to you, but it's just what was happening spiritually. It was like a succubus, just sucking you dry. And what I'm hearing is that there is a real soulmate coming that is going to come into your life, but you have to clear this relationship. And once you clear the relationship, you have to clear your heart and reconnect with your heart. And that's going to happen, is what your future self is saying. You're about to take the journey towards your real self, which is going to call in, I'm hearing it's going to call in the real love of your life and the real love for life. And that you're about to meet a real soulmate, and that you're about to meet not just one, but many. And that you're going to have the choice to have a fresh start in life. And if you take the time beforehand to really allow your heart to heal after this toxic relationship, then you're going to be ready for the journey of real love, is what I'm hearing. So let's look at your other cards, pile number 3. We have a moment's regret, nostalgia, idealizing the past, fearing you've made a mistake. I'm just going to move this up here. And you did have another card that snuck in, so we're going to use them both. We have All in a Golden Afternoon. It says inspiration, creative spark, imagination, and conception. And we have I wonder what will happen next. Ready to adventure. Precipice of change, pause before action. So what I'm hearing is your future self is saying you were too stuck in this worry of what's going to happen if I leave this person? What's going to happen if I change my life? What's going to happen if I venture out there on my own? What's going to happen if I change my world? And you're worried about it. And Spirit is saying, it's just like that plane analogy I was giving. They have your back. You have a parachute on your back. But this person has you kind of all wrapped up in these webs of the mind that you're idealizing the past. Meaning, maybe not idealizing it, but maybe romanticizing things that were not so great for you, and that other people on the outside would be able to look and go like, oh, well, this person was kind of toxic to you. They were using you. But you're still kind of maybe in that web of, no, 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 this person really cares about me. They really love me. This was something nice they did for me. And other people are looking and going like, well, they were really just serving themselves. And your future self is saying to get out of this energy of overthinking your actions and start overthinking their actions, what they're doing to you. Take all that overthinking energy and start like directing it towards them. Like, why are you doing this, this, and this to me? What did you actually mean when you said this, this, and this to me? Because Spirit needs you to untangle the webs in your mind. And I'm hearing that you don't need to be afraid of what happens next. This feeling of you've been paused for too long is what your future self is saying, and it's time to hit the start button. Like, you know, like when you have a video paused on your computer or whatever you watch videos on, and you like hit play. That's what I'm seeing for you. Is just like you've been paused for a while. You've been looking at things. You've been rationalizing, and your future self says the second you stop rationalizing and you just start doing, you're going to have a reignition of the person you really are. You're going to have a reignition of your spark for life, for your creative side. And they're saying that you're going to reignite, that there's going to be creative solutions of it made readily available to you. That you're going to have the ideas and the resources and things brought to you that you need to help you on this new adventure of life. And it's going to be a beautiful adventure, and you're going to be proud of yourself and glad you took that leap. But Spirit wants you to say, you're not going to regret anything. Wants you to see that you're not going to regret anything. The only thing you're going to regret is staying in nostalgia too long. The only thing you're going to regret is how much energy you've been giving this person or these people in your life. That's what you're going to regret. Because your energy, when you see how fertile, that's what they're saying, how fertile your energy is, how much you are capable of, and how much this person was keeping you down. It's like this person in your life is like this little monster on the side, just trying to scare you of your true power. But look at how tiny it is in comparison to her. That little, I guess it's a dragon, doesn't really have any true power. And you can walk away. And Spirit is saying your only real regret is going to be staying in the rationalization of this other person's actions, is what I'm hearing. So your final card, pile number 3, is this pretty card of a meadow, and it says meadow. One summer day, you find yourself in a wildflower meadow, surrounded by poppies, cornflowers, and corn marigolds. You bask in the peace and beauty. Meaning, a summer wildflower meadow is a place of beauty and remembrance. This card indicates good times. Carry them with you now through more difficult times. So what I'm hearing is that your future self is free. Your future self is happy and in a peaceful, that your life is way more peaceful in the future than it is right now. But it's this, that it might cause some chaotic things in your life as you shift out of this energy, as you end this relationship, but it's going to bring you peace that you never had before. It's going to bring you beauty into your life. It's going to bring you real love, is what I'm hearing. It's going to bring true love into your life. It's going to bring true relationships that are real and reciprocal and there for you. And that is going to usher in what you really deserve. And what you really deserve is to be loved and to be treated with respect and with kindness, and to be treated with the true value that you really deserve, and to have peace in your life. and to not be constantly wrapped up in worry or care of what another thinks, but to feel confident and happy and emboldened in whatever relationship you're in. So pile number 3, I hope you enjoyed this reading. I know that was kind of a really heavy reading, and that was not at all what I was expecting to come through with this reading, but if it did resonate or you did find anything helpful with it, please comment below, because I really love hearing from you. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe if you would like to see more videos like this. And if you felt like this reading was helpful at all, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, as that really helps my channel to grow. And with all that said, pile number 3, I hope to see you in the future, and I hope you have a beautiful and amazing and blessed day in life, because you deserve the best. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!